Good morning, children. How are you? I hope you are doing well. And in our previous class, we have started parts of speech from your Adventures with Grammar and Composition book. Is it? Do you remember that? Do you remember that parts of speech? We have studied 8 parts of speech and also its explanation. Is it? Do you remember that 8 parts of speech? And already have told you that in the next class I will start the first parts of speech, that is noun. Is it? So in today's class I'm going to teach you noun. Okay, so I'm going to start the class noun. So already have told you what is a noun. Is it? So can you say what is a noun now? Yeah, noun is a naming word. Is it? A rose, doll, hen, crown. These are naming words. Is it? So, noun is a naming word. Every name we call a noun. So, the naming word is called as noun. Okay. And noun is the name of a person, place, animal, or a thing. Is it? These all things we have seen in our previous class. Is it? While I am teaching you the parts of speech itself, I have taught you the explanation of noun. Is it? Do you remember that? Okay. So today in this class what we are going to do means we are going to study about noun and also its types. Okay. So already we have studied what is noun. Is it? So noun is a naming word. It is a name of a person, place, thing or an animal. Is it? And now we are going to see the types of noun. Okay. So can you say what are the types of noun? Yeah, common noun, proper noun, abstract noun, material noun, collective noun, countable noun, uncountable noun. Yes. So there are many types of noun, is it? So today we are not going to see every type, but we are going to see some types in this class. Okay. So the first one we are going to see is proper noun. Okay. So noun is divided into many types, is it? But in your book two types is given first. Okay, that is proper noun and common noun. Okay, so proper noun and common noun. Okay, so do you know what is proper noun and common noun? Yeah, proper noun means the name given for a particular person, is it? A particular name is called as proper noun. And common noun means a general name, is it? So see here, this some examples are given for you. Man, that is common noun, is it? Castle, common noun. Wine, common noun, is it? And the next one, the name is given, Liam, Warwick Castle. So this is a particular name. Liam is a particular name of a person, is it? So it comes under proper noun. Okay. So man means a general thing, is it? Am I right? So it comes under common noun, and Liam is a particular name, so it comes under proper noun. Okay. See, in castle, in the case of castle also, castle means the place where the king, queen, prince, princess, everyone live. Is it? So everything we will call as a castle only. Is it? And a particular name is given for this castle, that is Warwick Castle. So the name the castle comes under common noun, and the name particular name Warwick Castle comes under proper noun. Okay, see here, next one, wine, Shiraz. Shiraz means the name of the wine, so it comes under proper noun, and wine comes under common noun. In the next one, doctor and Dr. Jones. Okay, so Jones is the name of a particular person, is it? So it comes under proper noun, and doctor means common noun. Every person, every doctors we will call as a doctor only, is it? Okay, and have you understood this? What is common noun and what is proper noun? Okay, common noun, or names we use for any person, place, idea or a thing, okay, in common. For example, if your 10 students are sitting in a class, your teacher will come and say, call you as boys or girls, is it? So it comes under common noun, boys and girls. It's not a particular name of a person. It is a general name of a group of person, is it? So it comes under common noun. And proper nouns or names used to name a particular person, place, idea or a thing. Okay, so proper noun is a name which is given to a particular person. Okay, and every time keep this in mind, a proper noun begins with a capital letter. Okay, so while we are writing our name also, the first letter we will write in capital letter, is it? We won't write small letter, am I right? Okay, so a proper noun always begins with a capital letter. Okay, Mother Teresa is the name of a person, is it? Particular person, am I right? So it comes under proper noun. Okay, women means it's a general name. We call every women as women only, is it? Okay, so have you understood what is this proper noun and common noun? I have told some examples for this also. Have you understood that? Okay. So, first we have seen that nouns and two types of noun we have seen. Is it? Proper noun and common noun. Is it? And then common nouns can be divided into two as countable and uncountable. Okay. Common nouns can be countable and also uncountable. Okay, so now we are going to see countable nouns and uncountable nouns. So can you say what is countable noun and what is uncountable noun? Yeah, the nouns that can be counted is called as countable noun, and the nouns that cannot be counted is called as uncountable noun. Okay, have you understood? Okay, so see here, eggs, we can count it. Banana, olive, fries, burger, hot dog. So these are some example for countable noun. Okay. And uncountable noun, milk, flour, salt, sugar, jam, meat. These things we can't count. Is it? Can we count a milk? No. Can we count a cup of milk? No, is it? We can say a cup of milk. Am I right? Can we count the flour? No. So it comes under uncountable noun, and countable noun means the things which we can count. Okay, so see here, the countable nouns, they have singular and plural forms. Okay, egg, eggs, banana, bananas, olive, olives, fry, fries. Okay, so this countable nouns, they have both singular and plural forms. Okay, and uncountable nouns have only singular form. Okay, so they cannot be used in plural. Okay, so uncountable nouns have only singular form, but countable nouns have singular and plural form. Okay, so see here, milk is given. Can we say milks? No, is it? We can say a cup of milk or 2 cups of milk, but we can't add yes to that milk, is it? Am I right? The noun, uncountable noun, will not have a plural form. So have you understood this? Salts, sugars, we won't say that. Okay. And then this countable noun is, this concrete noun comes under the countable noun. Okay. Concrete noun means the nouns that you can see, hear, smell, taste and also you can touch. Okay. Concrete nouns that are the things that we can see, hear, smell, taste and touch. Okay. For example, baby, tiger, table, these all comes under concrete noun. Okay. So concrete noun comes under countable noun, and concrete nouns are nouns that you can see, hear, smell, taste and touch. Okay. Example, baby, tiger, table. We can see a baby, we can touch a baby, we can hear the sound of the baby, we can smell the baby, everything, is it? Have you understood this? And then abstract noun comes under uncountable noun. Okay. Why abstract noun comes under uncountable noun? Because we cannot count the abstract noun, okay? We can count the concrete noun. We can say babies, tigers, tables, okay? So this concrete nouns comes under countable nouns, and abstract nouns comes under uncountable nouns, okay? Abstract nouns means it's an idea, feeling, quality, or a state, okay? This abstract noun, we can feel it, but we cannot see, hear, smell, taste, or touch, okay? We can feel it, but we can't touch it. For example, happiness. We can feel the happiness inside ourselves, but we can't touch the happiness, okay? And anger. We can feel the angry in our mind, is it? We are very much angry means we can feel it, but we can't touch the anger. Okay, have you understood this? So concrete noun can be counted, and so it comes under countable noun. Abstract noun cannot be counted, so it comes under uncountable noun. Okay, have you understood this? Okay, so uncountable nouns, it is normally, uncountable nouns are not normally used with a or an or plural. Already I have told you, uncountable nouns are cannot be used in plural. It has only one form, that is singular form. Okay, have you understood? Okay, and the next one you are going to see is nouns number. Okay, so number means 1, 2, 3, 4, these are numbers, is it? And so here in this noun, numbers means we will say singular or plural, okay? So plural means 2 or more. So numbers only, 2, 3, 4, 5, these all comes under plural, and 1 comes under singular, okay? So this is number only, So see here some examples: singular army, plural armies, city cities, duty duties, family families, pony ponies, penny pennies. So have you understood? In your book some examples are given: book books, house houses, glass glasses, okay? So number, nouns have number, okay? Number means the singular and plural only, okay? So we use singular form of a verb when we talk about one object, okay? We use singular form of a verb when we talk about one object or one person or one place or one idea, okay? One object means, what we can say, object, table. Table is an object, is it? So when we are saying table in a singular form, we will say table only, we won't say tables. Tables will come in plural form, is it? So when we are talking about one object, a single thing, okay, about one object or one place, we will use singular form, okay? And we use plural form when we are talking about more objects and more places, okay? So have you understood this, singular and plural? So it comes under number, okay? In nouns, the singular and plural comes under number, because 1, 2, 3 are numbers only, So one object will comes under singular, and 2 and more object will comes under plural, okay? Have you understood? And then in this, the words ending with s, ch will use es for plural, okay? If a singular word is ending with ch, yes will end with es in plural, okay? And some nouns have irregular plural form, okay? Example: child, children, women, goose, geese, okay? And some nouns have irregular plural form. Because we won't write child, childs. Will we write child, childs? We can write, is it? No, okay? So we can't add s to child, okay? For possessive noun, we can add apostrophe s, but for plural, we can't add child, childs, okay? Child, children, okay? We can't say women, womens. We will say women, women. Goose, geese, okay? So these have irregular plural form. Have you understood what is irregular plural form now? Other things we will add es, yes, everything, ies. okay, for changing singular into plural. But for this irregular plural form, the spelling will be changing, okay. Child, children, women, women, man, man, men, men, okay. Goose, geese, goose, goose, geese, okay. Have you understood this? So the next one is gender of nouns, okay. So do you know what is gender? Do you know what is gender? Gender means whether it is boy or girl. When we are filling up some application form, a column will be given gender, male or female. We want to tick whether male or female. Have you seen that? Okay. So gender means saying whether it is a boy or a girl. Okay. So here four types of gender is there: masculine gender, feminine gender, common gender, and neutral gender. Okay. So gender, it's divided into four types, that is masculine gender, feminine gender, common gender, and neutral gender. Okay. So masculine means it denotes male. Okay. For a person and for animal, everything, it denotes a male. Okay. And feminine gender means it denotes female. Okay. Masculine gender means it denotes boys and feminine gender means it denotes girls. Okay. And then common gender means it is common for both. Okay. For masculine and feminine. Okay. For boy and girl it is common. Okay. For common gender means it is common for both. And neutral gender means it is a lifeless thing. Okay. Neutral gender denotes lifeless thing. For masculine gender, can you say some example? Yeah, king, man, father, uncle. These all things comes under masculine gender. Okay. Prince. These all comes under masculine gender because we are father. He is a man, is it? We are denoting a man. Masculine, male, is it? Okay. So masculine gender, have you understood? It denotes a male of person. Okay. It denotes a male in person or animal, everything. Okay. And then feminine means, I told, it denotes female, is it? Queen, mother. Okay. So princess, girl, these all comes under feminine gender. Okay. Because it denotes girls. Okay. So these all comes under feminine gender. Okay. Then common gender means, already I have told you, it is common for both boys and girls. Okay. For both male and female. Okay. It's common for masculine gender and also feminine gender. For example, teacher, it's common gender, is it? So we will call male teachers also teachers and female teachers also we will call teachers, is it? So that comes under common gender. Okay. Some examples are ruler, guest. Okay. So if a boy or a girl has come to our home as a guest, we won't say boy guest or girl guest. We will say they are guest, is it? So that is common gender. Okay. And neutral gender means the lifeless things. Lifeless things means library, castle, gown, flower. So these all comes under neutral gender. Okay. So have you understood? Masculine gender means male, the boys, and feminine gender means girls. Okay. So masculine gender means man, the boys. Feminine gender means girls, women. Common gender means which is common for both boys and girls. Neutral gender means the lifeless things. Okay. So an example for masculine gender is king. In our home itself we can say father, brother, grandfather, uncle. These all comes under masculine gender. Okay. Feminine gender means mother, sister, grandmother, then aunt. These all comes under feminine gender. Okay. Common gender means teacher, judge, ruler. Okay. So these all comes under common gender. Okay, it is common for both boy and a girl. And neutral gender means lifeless thing, our house, car. So these all comes under neutral gender. Okay, have you understood? The non-living things comes under neutral gender. Okay, so have you all understood this? So till now we have studied the types of nouns, is it? In that we have studied proper noun, common noun, countable noun, uncountable noun, abstract noun, concrete noun, and then nouns number and nouns gender. Is it? So we have studied till this much. Is it? Have you understood this? Have you understood this nouns? Proper noun means a name given for a particular person. Common noun means the name in general. Okay. And then the next one is countable and uncountable noun. Countable noun means the nouns that we can count, and uncountable noun means the nouns that we cannot count. And then concrete noun, which comes under countable noun, it is the things that we can see, hear, smell and touch. Okay. And abstract noun comes under uncountable noun. In this, the things that we can feel but we cannot see, hear, smell or touch. Okay. And then the next one is nouns number. In that we have seen singular and plural. For one object we use singular, and two or more object we will use plural. Okay. And the next one, nouns gender. In that we have seen four types, that is masculine gender, feminine gender, common gender and neutral gender. Masculine gender means male, feminine gender means female, common gender means which is common for male and female. Okay. Neutral gender means the non-living things or lifeless thing. Okay. Have you understood this? Okay. I hope that you all have understood this lesson nouns, because already you have studied this and today it's not a new for you, is it? So thank you students.